You had requested some arm work today, shoulder, arm, yeah. And here's my little speech about that. Weights are good, everything's good. But a lot of what we do in flow yoga, the chaturangas, the down dog, cat cow, don't underestimate. Those are all require shoulder strength, arm strength, and almost more importantly, the connection of strength with the torso, with the abdomen. And, we don't work just a part, right? It all goes together. So that I thought we do some work for shoulders, kind of focusing on the chaturanga plank, all fours position, just so you begin to feel how really effective that is. I have no natural upper body strength whatsoever. I was, my dad used to laugh at me when I was a kid. But yoga and just doing flows like we do, I have really gotten stronger. I've never been a real good weightlifter or anything, so I can testify that we can build strength that way. And also, I wanted to say about that is there's a flexibility component too. You see weightlifters that have a lot of muscle, expanded muscle, but sometimes their ability to do movement that requires some flexibility in the shoulders, the upper chest, the back can be kind of limited. So I have a weightlifting son, so I'm always trying to get him to also think about the flexibility aspect of strength and mobility. So we'll do some flows. We'll kind of stay low to the ground for the first part of this, and we can, some of these simple moves can be repeated to get a burn, or you can just rest when you get tired too. So it's a nice, safe way to build strength. I thought we'd start seated, this time with our legs forward. Um, if it's not comfortable to straighten your legs, you can do this whole series with bent knees. We want to warm up the whole shoulder girdle, this all into the chest. So we're going to this is almost like a reverse cat cow onto those arms, and bend the elbows, what that feels like, and then come on up and lift the chest and really open the arms, stretch that chest. Repeat that a few times. You got your fingers facing towards your buttocks. But yeah, just come up and down like that for a really good warm up. It's really taxing my shoulders. And just in between these sets, we're going to come up into a reverse plank, which is also arm strength and shoulder mobility. Just as far as you can. If your knees are bent, that's fine. Just lift. Feel that connection with the shoulder, the torso. Come on down. Maybe stretch out, take a breath. Do that series again. This time, switch your hands. So if your fingers were towards your buttocks, point the fingers back behind you. That's going to change the way the shoulders are moving. It's the same basic movement. Bend the elbows, and coming up, kind of a lift back bend. Bend. Come on up. Third time. Make it as deep as you can. And from here, go ahead and rise up. That reverse plank, shoulder, let the upper back really round. A few more times like that. Just find your rhythm, find your breath. This is our last round. When you're finished, come to neutral spine. We're going to explore our plank on our knees. So for a good plank, I usually walk my hands a little bit forward, just a little, an inch, so that we can get our buttocks in line, in a straight line. This is actually a chaturanga position. So stay lifted in the belly, and lower down. Don't go all the way to the floor. See if you can hold the chaturanga right above the floor and then press up. So it's this yoga style push up. Rest the arms by coming back into kind of an extended child. We'll do that a few times so we sort of see where we're at. So we rise. There's a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. Chaturanga, lower. Try to stay as low without going all the way to the floor as you can. Breathe and then push up. And then back to child. I'm going to come watch you do that. Just see if I can see anything to help with. Do that a couple more times. Find your plank. Find your chaturanga. Good job. Press up. Quite see your hover, but I can tell you are hovering, and then back to rest your back, just extended child. There you go. One more like that. Keep aware of your belly, so there's a little lift in the belly so that the lower back does not sag. Lower between those arms. Beautiful, perfect. Perfect chaturanga. Come on up. Press back. Yeah, you got it. So we're going to do that in a little bit of a circle for a few times. It's the same move. Just keep it going. Find our plank, lower down, and then push more straight back. Uses a little bit of tricep doing that. So it's kind of a circle. Pelvic tuck, core is engaged. Lower down chaturanga, and then push back to your extended child. A couple more times if you got it in it. Chaturanga. Back. Notice how you have to really keep your elbows coming into the sides to get that back movement. One more time. Push on back and just rest for a minute. Let those arms extend. Extended child to rest. Now, I'm going to try to reverse the circle. So it looks like this. I come from my child, which is my hip back position, and lower the forearm. The elbows are actually down. See that? Yeah, so you might need to pull on that a little bit so your elbows can come in and down. And then scoot through. The chest is kind of, your elbows will come up, and now you push up. It's the action we use in up dog. Perfect. So let's do those circles a little bit. From child, press the forearms, let the chest come through, and then push up. A little bit of a back bend. There you go. Two more like that. We don't make it, but we're gonna try. Forward through. Come on up. Hips back. Lower forearm. Let the elbows rise when they need to, but keep close to the floor. That's hard. We're gonna rest. just worked all the muscles that we use in vinyasa. Vinyasa flow with the up, down dog. Now we'll try to do it more classically from down dog. So just curl your toes, let your hips come off, press the front hand into the floor, the back heel to come into the floor, the hips are up. Now from here, find your straight down the horizontal. There you are. Come on down. Do that little hover before you come to the floor. Then I'm going to drop my knees. I have the strength. Come up on my knees and back to a down dog. So here's our circle. Push back and lower the knees up. Breathe. See if we can do one more circle like that. Plank. Chaturanga. Begin to push the hips up. Lower the knees if you need to, and then rise to the down dog. Now to get a little stretch, I'd like us to take the arms behind the back. Can you see my arms? We want to press them down to open those shoulders again like we did seated. Let them float up. Are you able to clasp hands at the back? Clasp. There you go. Let that chest open. Lift. Now we'll take this to warrior two. So I'm turning towards my left, keeping that lunge. Here we are, warrior two. Yep. Now, to get that shoulder stretch in here, we're going to take our arms behind. If you can clasp, great. If not, just clasp what you can. Maybe wrists. You got it. Okay. Lift the chest. those shoulders, release and roll back, and then begin to dip forward towards that front leg. If you can get all the way down, this becomes something called humble warrior. Very good for the shoulders. You got it. And then rise up. Both the arms come back to our standard. Warrior two, gazes forward. Nice deep lunge. And let's vinyasa out of this. So just find your hands on the floor. Find your plank. We find our plank. We lower down, knees up or knees down. Lift to your back bend of choice. Cobra up dog. Back to down dog. And we'll do that little set on the other side. So the left is going to make its way forward to our lunge between the hands. You got it. Drop that back heel. Nice firm warrior stance. We're going to rise up to our warrior one. And then our arm work here is to bring the hands behind so that we can roll the shoulders back, lift the chest into a nice warrior one modification. Then open up the arms, warrior two. Find your warrior two, make sure you feel sturdy. The knee is aiming out towards the far side of that foot. Don't let it, yeah, there you go. Then let those arms come behind. Your clasp again. Stretch those arms down and long. Raise the chest and find your humble warrior, which is where we bend forward, trying to let those arms lift. Come back up. Return to warrior two. And then we'll vinyasa. So hands come over to that front leg. Find our plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Down dog to rest and neutralize. So I'd like to do that one more time now that you have all the elements. Go ahead and bring that right foot forward between the hands. Yep, find your balance just like that. Lower that back heel. Find your warrior stance up to warrior one. Yeah. And then that little reverse. So the hands come behind and clasp. The shoulders really roll back. Lift the chest. Beautiful. Let the arms release. And come to your warrior two. Got it. And then find that clasp behind the back here. I think you froze. Oh, this is hard. And humble warrior is next. If you're there, I can't see you, but maybe you'll, there you go. You're back. And then rise up. You can release the arms when you need to, but let the arms, yeah, stay clasped until you have to release, and then come to your warrior two. There you go. And then vinyasa to complete. Find your plank, chaturanga, yes. Cobra up dog. And then lift those hips, there you go. Perfect. And don't let me rush you. If you need a couple extra breaths, it's fine. But when you're ready, bring that left foot between the hands into your lunge. There you go. Drop that back heel. Rise up, warrior one. Let those arms come behind, clasp, draw down those shoulders and lift the chest. And then free the arms, let the hips go sideways into your warrior two, keeping that front knee bent, warrior two. Last time, we're going to clasp our hands, lift the chest, and come into your humble warrior. So the torso stays lifted and you just come down as far as you can, still feeling balanced. That is good. Come on back up. Kind of let the hands, the clasp of the hands will sort of help the chest come lift. Let the arms float back to the side, warrior two. That little breath, and then finish with the vinyasa. Yeah. Good job. And just lower the knees. We'll let the shoulders rest for a couple breaths in child pose, whatever feels comfortable to you. You can sit up in heroes and let those shoulders just completely release. That was a workout. Good job. Restful if your knees are killing you. That's a good combo. So we're going to come to standing again. We'll do a little bit of balance, just because we haven't done balance yet. I'm going to come up into a forward bend from this little curly squat thing. So just lifting your knees, trying to release the back over those knees if you can, and then gradually lower the heels, staying in a nice soft forward bend. Let the back go. Let the head go. You can begin to straighten the legs if that's comfortable. If not, just let it be about the back. And then roll up ragdoll style, vertebra by vertebra. And we'll end up in our mountain pose, standing tall and solid in the ground. Good job. I thought we'd try eagle today because eagle is actually, I'm going to turn the screen so you can see the eagle arms if you're not familiar with them. Eagle's the one where, do me a favor, just stand on your left foot, let it be your solid base. The right foot will just sort of be loose, empty. Let's work the arms. Let the arms come out to the side, and the right arm's going to come under the left arm, trying to touch at the shoulders. And I can't see if you're able to do that, Carl, but do the best you can. If it can touch, if you can change your screen, that would help. Because here's our eagle arms. The elbows touch, yes, you got it. And then we just let those arms wrap and use that isometric pressure to open those shoulder blades. And then the full eagle, we do the same thing with our leg. We let the right leg come over the left leg and try to wrap around, keeping our balance. I'm going to keep my toe on the floor. You sit into it like a chair. Let's focus on those shoulders, getting a nice opening through the back. And you just come out, you just let everything kind of open out. Back to standing. We'll do the other side. So this time it's going to be your right leg is your base leg. Left leg just kind of floats out. Let's get our arms going. Get that shoulder opener going. And you increase the shoulder opener by lifting the elbows a little bit more towards the upper chest. And then see if you can find your balance in eagle. wrapping those legs. Even if you don't wrap today or completely balance, we'll just sit down and let that back and shoulders open, and then let go. One more time. You know where we're headed, so just take your time. Switch sides. Maybe we can do both arms and legs at the same time this time. Sit into eagle. Good. And let go. You froze up, Carl, on my end, so I'll see you come out. Yep, there you are. Yeah. Shake it out. We'll come down to the floor and get a little bit of core work in. I'll change my screen again. Boy, life got hard. Do our little boat series. Let our arms take a rest. We're just going to straighten our spine, balance, and then pick our boat. Knees bent, legs straight. It's just about breathing here and holding this V shape. That's the work. When you had enough, bend the knees. Straighten the spine. We'll do that a couple times. Just little by little. The core can be worked every day, but we don't want it going into the back. So for some reason I'm not holding very long. You're welcome to hold longer. Third time, try to get our peak. And then lower down as you can. This is our half boat. It's a little bit stronger pose. We keep looking at our toes. We try to widen that V. Eventually, we're going to come down to the floor little by little and just stretch out. Do a nice long release. Arms can be overhead. I like to clasp my hands, stretch long. Sometimes I flex my feet, try to get my heels way away from the buttocks. The longest stretch I can. Good. Now, we'll do a couple of bridge lifts. So bend the knees, let the feet be flat on the floor. Near the buttocks, the arms are down by the side, palms down. And you know how I like to do this with a couple of slow rolls of the back before we come to our peak pose. So I'm going to press my feet, tilt my pelvis, and let my hips come off the floor a few inches. Test in the waters, and then roll the back down, upper back, mid back, low back, and release. One more like that, maybe a little bit higher this time. Press the feet, tilt the pelvis, roll the spine, lift the hips. Kind of like a little reverse plank again. And then lower the spine. So we're giving the spine a nice little massage. Third time, we're going to come to our peak and try to hold. Press the feet, lift the hips. See how high you can get up and begin to work those shoulders underneath the torso and see if you can get that clasp. I know you can because you have the clasps standing up. So if you can clasp your hand, that really helps the shoulders come way underneath the body. You should be able to lift your hips a little bit higher. Hold and breathe. Very good for the shoulders and the spine. And then release the hands and come on down. Very nice. And to rest here, we're just going to let our knees come into the chest. Hug wherever that feels good to release that back. You can even rock side to side. And we'll go into our leg stretch series. So we're going to start knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Let your right leg go up towards the ceiling and begin to pull it toward the chest, but not aggressively. You're just using your hands wherever they can reach to gradually pull that leg, stretch the back of the leg. Breathe into those tight muscles. Little by little, let them release. And then see if you can raise your head up towards that knee. It's going to change the stretch a little bit, as if you could touch your forehead to your knee and let the left leg go long if it can, and kind of hover above the floor just like that. Very nice. Let go, let that leg come back into a bent knee position, a little knee squeeze just with that leg. We're going to twist here, so we're going to take that right knee and let it float towards the left side of the body. The right hip will come up, the right arm will come out, and you look towards that right hand and just let that back spiral and release. We're going to hold this for several breaths. Take 2 more breaths. Begin to let that leg, the hips, come back to the floor. Bend the left knee, and we'll do this little reclined pigeon. So the right foot is on the left leg above, just below the knee. Thread your arms through that little figure 4, the back of that left thigh, and just pull it in and breathe. Nice. Same idea, you just really kind of feel where you're tight, sense some relaxation there, and gradually get more open. And we'll release. Feet flat on the floor again. We'll do that series on the other side. So left leg's going to come up this time. Trying to be vertical, or as vertical as it can be with a little help of your hands. Breathe that leg long. As you get more flexible, the knee you'll have a straighter leg, but I think it's more important to not overstrain. So if you need a little bit of bend in the knee, just breathe that leg long. And when you're ready, walk up that leg and lift the torso, lift the head, deeper stretch as that head tries to touch that leg. And then let that bent leg come long and hover across the mat so you're getting this kind of a double leg stretch. There you go. And then let that knee bend. Come into the chest and begin to work its way over to the right side for our spinal twist. So, let the left arm come out to support that shoulder, pressing into the floor. Look towards that arm if that's comfortable. And just let that back release for several breaths. Give yourself a breath or two to release the twist. We're going to come into that reclined pigeon. So left forms that figure four shape, right knees bent, thread through, and begin to pull that leg to where you're getting a good stretch. Usually you feel it mostly on the outside of that hip, buttocks, IT band. And just breathe. Begin to release the stretch. Let both legs come on long to the mat. And we'll come into your version of a fish, which is a back bend lying on our back. So what we want is our arms to come very close to our buttocks or even a little bit under our buttocks to support the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to press the elbows, lift the chest, be careful of the neck, and see if you can lift the chest and there's space under the top of the back. The head, if it can, you can rest the head on the floor and just breathe there. Next breath will come out really carefully. We just lift the neck, let it come long so we can gradually lower the back. And just rest on your back. We'll do that one more time. I'm going to watch you this time. I couldn't really see your fish. Looks like you were doing fine, but let me see it. So one more fish. Press the elbows. Lift the chest. Beautiful. Yeah. It's strengthening for the back, isn't it? You feel those muscles contracting in the back. Very nice. And the more you can dig your legs into the floor, the more their hips will support that back bend. Good. And then you come out, watch the neck, let it get long. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Perfect release. Let those arms come out from under the back and just rest for a minute. We got time for one more pose. You do shoulder stand, right, Carl?
Yes.
I thought so. So this would be a good place to go ahead and let yourself come into a back bend. What am I saying? Shoulder stand. Make your way there. Support your back. Hands are on the lower back. We're trying to get our torso and our legs as vertical as they can be. It doesn't matter if they're still bent. just taking that action of pushing the hips high, coming onto our shoulders. Even a little compression in the neck is good for that chakra, that neck chakra. Just breathe. Lift, keep lifting. You're really kind of trying to stand on the ceiling. The legs are actually pretty engaged. And then if it's comfortable for you, if you begin to lower the legs behind the head to your plow. So keep the hands on the back unless the feet can touch the floor. If the feet can touch the floor, you can kind of release the hands and just hang out here. Yes. And plow, Halasana. Few breaths here, and we'll roll out and soften the knees and let the hands come to the floor to support the rollout. So it's that same kind of rollout that we do in bridge. We try to let the upper vertebra come down, and then the mid back come down, and then the lower back come down. Nice, slow, continuous movement. You might get to a point where you can't really hold it. That's your point to just bend the knees. Let everything relax, yeah. And stretch on out. Let the hands come overhead. Let the arms help you stretch long. We'll try to do a little hinge roll up, which is where we take the hands and try to sit up and bend forward. Good. I think we have time for a couple of seated stretches, which always feel good. So here we are seated. Let's come into cobbler. So try to get the soles of the feet together and the heels close to the groin, but there's nothing wrong with keeping a more a wider heels away. You want the back to be able to lift and be kind of long, and that may be plenty. So sometimes I put my hands, it looks like it might be a good one for you to let your hands come behind, like we did in the beginning, but in this bent knee position. Straighten the arms and lift the chest. See if you can get those hips to roll very much between and through the legs. Look up if you can. Nice long spine. Spine is so long that it actually isn't an arch, back bend. And then let go, come to neutral. And we'll forward bend wherever you are, wherever your legs are. Just gonna let your torso release and round. Let the head be heavy. And just take a nice passive hip opener forward bend here. This little yin butterfly. And we release by just letting the torso straighten back up. And I'd like us to do a seated twist here, but I have a feeling we're going to want to cross our legs a little bit. Release that hip a little bit. Yeah, get a little bit more mobility in the pelvis. Perfect. And then just pick a side and sort of walk around. Find a hold on one of those knees Use the back arm to lift and look behind yourself and just seated twist, letting that spine spiral. The inhale, we get a little bit longer. And the exhale, we twist a little bit more. It might not even be visible movement, just a rhythm of inhale, release, exhale. So our head's looking behind that back shoulder. Take the chin and look over the front shoulder to release the neck. Just give it a little look forward without too much strain, and then release. Release the twist. We'll do that on the other side. You can switch your legs too. I sometimes like to switch legs. You know, depending on which leg's front, it'll work that side a little bit more. So here we are, nice and long. I'm trying to find our twist. Back arm is supporting a long spine. Front arm is finding something to hold on to just assist the twist without cranking the neck. Just breathe. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. And let that neck get a stretch. So you're looking over that back shoulder to your degree without force, but you're just kind of taking it to where it can go. A nice stretch for the neck, and then let the chin come forward until you're actually looking over the front shoulder without releasing the twist. And then release everything. And we'll roll on down and prepare for Shavasana. So if you like a little comfort, get whatever you need. If you got a light overhead, you can always turn that off too. We've got time for a very decent integration. So I like to do it little by little. I guess I like to do everything little by little. Let my back release on the floor. Check in with the shoulders, make sure they're not hunched or kind of down away from the ears and towards each other. Let the hands come away from the body, the palms up, helps release the shoulder. And then one by one, or however you like to get into it, let the legs release long. Really do a little body scan, make sure those legs aren't trying to hold you up, they're just floppy and letting go. Chin is a little tucked, the neck, back of the neck can stay long. And I'll be quiet, you're just going to gradually breathe and find your awareness on your breath. So that you're noticing and watching the whole inhale and the whole exhale. And that conscious awareness of breath becomes a meditation in our Shavasana. Gradually let your awareness come back to the natural breath. So you bring a little bit of movement into the fingers and toes. And on a nice long sip of inhale, just roll to one side and stay low for a moment, just laying on our side. Thanking ourselves for coming to the mat today. Sometimes hard to stay motivated in this quarantine world. And when you're ready, use your arm to help you sit up. Just take a moment in a simple breath meditation here. See if you can refine that awareness of the inhale and exhale. The eyes lower or closed. No matter what, we have much to be grateful for. Just bring your hands to your heart. We'll close with an Om. Namaste.